Hi everyone, this is the Scooting Finn. Welcome to watch this video where I introduce you to a maxi scooter Honda Forza 350. When I got interested in motorcycles, I watched many YouTube videos and read online reviews on different models, including maxi scooters and also Honda Forza. Those videos were really helpful for me, so I wanted to pay back, and so now I'm telling my experiences on this model. Honda Forza is a typical scooter. It has continuously variable transmission, so you can just twist and go and don't need to use clutch or change gears. It makes it really easy to drive a scooter. The second major advantage of scooters, in my opinion, is the large storage space under the seat. On the other hand, I don't like so much the riding position of scooters, especially the position of legs, which is like you would sit on a chair. In addition, tire size of scooters is usually rather small. This makes scooters not useful for riding on unpaved roads. Anyway, for my needs, advantages of scooters won, and I bought Honda Forza. In this video, I go first through some key specifications, then I will show you some basic functions and more specifications, and then I will show you some video clips on myself riding with this scooter on different roads. Finally, I give my conclusions based on my experiences. Alright, let's go! This scooter has single-cylinder, 4-stroke liquid-cooled engine, which displacement is 330 cc. Maximum power is 21.5 kilowatts at 7,500 RPMs. Maximum torque is 31.5 Newton meters at 5,250 RPMs. CVT, continuously variable transmission, means that there is no clutch. Clutch is automatic. You just twist, throttle and go. Let's then take a look at the tires, brakes and lights. This scooter, bought in Finland, was equipped with Pirelli Diablo scooter tires. In front, the size of tire is 15 inch. Both front and rear brakes are ABS disc brakes, just like in modern cars. In front, the disc size is 256 millimeters. The rear tire is 14 inch, 1 inch less than the front tire. On the other hand, the rear tire is a bit wider. Rear brake is also ABS disc brake. All lights are LED lights. I'll show how they work later in this video. At this point, I want to note that I have customized my scooter a bit, so it is not exactly the same as the ones that you could buy from a store. So, what do we need to ride with this scooter? Of course, one key thing is an appropriate driver's license. In Finland, like in most European countries I guess, there are 3 classes of licenses for motorcycles: A1, A2 and A. Of these, you need at least a 2-level license to ride with Honda Forza 350. The smart key has 2 buttons. Pushing the upper one makes the turn indicators blink twice, helping locate your scooter. The lower button is for activating the key. By clicking quickly, you can check the status. Red means off, green means on. Pushing the button longer either switches the key on or off. When you have activated the smart key, the scooter can also detect it. Push the switch so the scooter detects the smart key and a light will turn on to indicate that. Now you can unlock the scooter. By pushing and twisting the switch, you can twist it to a position where you can also unlock seat and fuel cap. Now, by clicking fuel, you can open the lid of the fuel tank. Now you can manually twist the cap of the fuel tank open. Capacity of the fuel tank is 11.7 liters. When you close the cap, make sure that the marks are aligned. Fuel consumption of course depends on many factors. In my case, it has been somewhere between 3 and 3.5 liters per 100 kilometers. So I have been able to ride over 300 kilometers with a full tank. Fuel must be unleaded and include maximum 10% ethanol. 95 E10 sold in Finland is fine. Now we can turn the switch further on and all lights will quickly shown and you can see the very clear classical speedometer and rev counter. Alright, let's then take a look at the different switch and buttons on handles. So first we have here in the left handle we have a switch for Honda selectable traction control. It's on by default and I think that it's usually best to keep it on. Function of traction control is to prevent wheel slipping during acceleration. It's very useful especially on slippery road surfaces. Then next very handy feature is this electrically adjustable windshield. You can lower it totally or put it totally up or somewhere in between. Then there is a low beam high beam switch. Low beam is always on by default and see also little lights on indicators. Very clear red rear light. And when you switch high beam, the light for that will shown and high beam is the middle. Then we have this info A button that is related to info display. I'll come back to that later. Then we have sound signal. Sorry, I don't have a sound check for that. Then we have indicators. When you switch the left indicator, there will be a light and it looks like this when the front indicator blinks and the same for the rear left indicator. To turn off an indicator, you need to click the indicator button. And then the same for the right indicator. This info display is very helpful. When you click info A button, it changes values for trip A and trip B. For both, it gives the distance as kilometers and also average consumption for that distance and elapsed time for that. When you click Info B button, it toggles values of real-time average consumption, total kilometers, and range with the remaining fuel. Here's a summary of values shown in Info Display when you push Info A or Info B buttons. Let's then take a look at the right hand side buttons. Here we have the kill switch. Remember to leave the switch on or run position before you start the engine. Then we have these hazard warning lights. At this point, I would also like to show you my top box that I have bought separately and attached myself. It's a GV E460N monokey. Its capacity is 46 liters and I have attached it with the appropriate monokey plate and rear rack. As you can see, the supporting bars of this model of rear rack are very sturdy, and thanks to those, the top box is very stable. So once again, reminder that there is no clutch on left, but the left hand lever is for rear brake. The brake lever is not adjustable, but even myself with relatively a little hand, I have no problems with using that brake lever. What about size? Here's a summary of dimensions of this scooter. It's not huge, but it's not small either. I think it's a typical maxi scooter. Seat and handlebars are also suitable for smaller riders, but if you are not very tall, when you come to a complete stop, you need to be on your tiptoes or alternatively use only one foot. When riding, always use protective clothing. Helmet is a must. And make yourself visible. I recommend you to use a reflective vest. Okay, let's start driving. To start the engine, I first have to turn the ignition on. Then I have to squeeze the rear brake lever. And then I push the start button. Alright, the idle speed is about 1500 RPMs, and when you twist the throttle at about 3000 RPMs, the scooter starts to move. Alright, here we go. And I'm sorry about the wind noise. I don't have any wind jammer in my GoPro camera. Something to consider in the future. But I will mute the mic soon when we go driving faster. I just want you to hear some engine brake sounds. Alright, and here we have a steep downhill. When the speed is more than 20 kilometers and you close the throttle, the engine is braking. Ready to apply the brakes. Brake, the rear brake, slightly heavily. You can hear the ABS in action. And now, when idle is on the speed is lower than 20 kilometers, the scooter is rolling in neutral. Then I apply some throttle again, another downhill, and apply wheel brake. These speed bumps are really bad for the scooter. Driving is very bumpy. Okay, let's drive out of this parking hall. I have to make a complete stop here. And then apply throttle again and make sign right. And what is typical in motorcycle is that you need to switch off turning signal manually. It's not automatic as in cars. And when I was learning to drive motorcycles, I many times forgot to switch off the turning signal. So here again you need to push the button to switch off the indicator. And here again. Okay. And next I will mute the mic from this video. Alright, so I muted audio from the GoPro camera video, and I will still talk myself, and please also enjoy the music. So let's drive a little bit in Helsinki. We are in Eastern Helsinki, in Eastern Center, Itäkeskus in Finnish. And right, green light. Let's give some throttle. This scooter accelerates quite fast to 50 kilometers. No worries in city. Okay, here we come to a road where there is some construction work, so we need to drive very carefully here. It's very nice when you don't need to change gears. You can just give more or less throttle. So okay, and here let's take right. $80 kilometers. Engine is completely happy at that speed, no worries at all. Let's turn left. This next. Engine brake is quite strong, so I don't need to apply brakes until very late in and here other lights. Green light, some throttle. Yes, this bike is very nice in city driving. turn left. Here we are driving in Viki, University Campus area. Campus of University of Helsinki, one of the 4 campuses. Okay, here we take right. Okay, uphill. In these uphills especially, it is so easy that you don't need to change gears from one first gear to second. You can just twist the throttle. Okay, let's go back. Turn left here. Let's take another route. So here we turn first left. To wait. All right. Now we are driving away from Viki. We are driving to Pihlajamäki. We are still in Helsinki. Yes, city driving is very easy if you don't have to stop very many times, because sometimes it could be easier if you would have that kind of start-stop automatic that many 125 scooters have. Right. Okay, green light, let's give throttle. 40, 50. Downhill. These roundabouts has been very popular in Finland. In Finnish cities, even small ones, there are frequently these traffic circles. Okay, we are coming to Heikinlaakso. As a summary for city driving, I think this scooter, Honda Forza 350, is very good for city driving. It is maneuverable, it's nimble, it's very easy and nice to drive. On the other hand, if I would drive only in city and in small roads, I would think that do I really need this heavy and this powerful and this high-speed maxi scooter like this Honda Forza 350. If I would ride only in cities and small roads, I would definitely consider a 125 scooter. Those that also have this start and stop automatic that this Honda Forza does not have. But because I also want to drive in country roads, sometimes a little bit in highways, then this scooter is very good. This Honda Forza 350 is a very good all-around scooter for all kind of paved roads. Okay, let's go driving on countryside. I'll give you another sound check. Right, let's go. Okay, and now we can again detect the wind noise, so let's mute the video mic. Next, I will show you a couple of video clips of my favorite roads. Smaller countryside roads that are paved, but where the speed limit is from 60 to 80 kilometers per hour. Those are my favorites. It's really nice to see the Finnish countryside at summertime and ride along those curved small roads. This is why I got interested in motorcycles and eventually bought this scooter. To do this, to drive on summer days on these countryside roads. This is very nice. This is something that I enjoy a lot. So next I will put some video clips and background music, and I will come back after next track. Enjoy. Okay, so here we ride in some country roads in southern Finland. As you have heard already in this video, that the wind noise in the microphone is quite intense, so that's why I muted it from this recorded video. But that also applies if you have never ride motorcycle. You may not imagine that if you ride it, there is quite a lot of wind and wind noise inside of your helmet when you ride. And that was one thing that was new to me when I started, because I have had driven by car many years, but not with motorcycles. So that was one thing that was very much different compared to car driving. That's why a good windshield is extremely useful, and Honda Forza 350 had quite a good windshield. Could be better, but it's quite okay. Taking left here, and we are riding to Myrskylä. It's a little place in southern Finland. As I said, this scooter Honda Forza 350 is very good scooter in many ways, and I liked it a lot. But one thing that could be also better is suspension. So if you ride on a bumpy roads, like here, it is not very pleasant. If you Google or search internet on reviews of this scooter, and if you take a look at which things are most often criticized, what are the cons, what are the disadvantages, most often mentioned thing is suspension. So that's something that you should just, if you want to know what kind of suspension this bike is, you need to ride it yourself. For me, it's okay. I haven't changed those, but yeah, I don't want to ride on bumpy roads or speed bumps or that kind of thing. Right. Now we are going to the center of Myrskylä. Yeah, look at this scenery, isn't it beautiful? Lake, there, fields, woods, blue skies and white clouds. This is Finland. Finnish summer is very beautiful. now I want to introduce you a different kind of roads. I mean, how do you know approximate size of a road in Finland? It's easy. The more digits there are in the number of a road, the smaller it is. These 4-digit roads like this 1731 is a smaller countryside road, local road, and here's again a roundabout. I need to be careful here. And okay, then as I said, those 4-digit roads are the smallest. Then there are 3-digit roads. They are still quite nice for motorcycles and scooters to drive. And then the 1 and 2-digit roads are the main roads. Alright, and now 80 km/h speed limit started, and let's give some throttle. This bike has the power and quite nicely accelerates. As you can see, I'm now riding about 80 km/h. There's a little measurement error. In speedometer, I'll come back to those later. So when you are riding about 80, engine runs about 5,500 RPM. Again, 60 km/h limit, and so on. So these are nice roads, but then let's take a look at the gravel roads. On gravel roads you need to be very careful. You cannot drive very fast. Here I'm driving about 40. I have to try to avoid bumps and in countryside there's quite a lot of unpaved roads, and the scooter is not optimal for these. If you have to ride a lot of these kind of roads, you should consider some other kind of motorcycle. These roads is even worse. This is one that goes to a summer cottage that we rented for a holiday, and I'm driving there. There's a lot of little bumps, and I have it's shaking so much, the bike, that it's very unpleasant to drive. There's a 40 km limit, but that's more than enough for this road. You would need an enduro bike or at least an adventure scooter. There is also adventure scooter in Honda selection. As I said earlier, wind resistance was one of those things that were most surprising to me when I started driving a scooter. Because I have driven car many years, and there's no you are completely safe from wind resistance, wind inside a car. But when you drive a two-wheeled vehicle like a motorcycle or scooter, you really feel the wind and wind resistance. That's why I prefer those smaller roads and driving at speeds from 60 to 80 kilometers per hour. Like in this very nice road that we are seeing here. And curvy roads are nice because you have something to do when you are driving. Completely straight highways, they are a little bit boring. These kind of roads are nice. But of course, when there are those curves, you need to be careful if there are cars coming. You need to learn how to corner your bike, how to move it, how to turn it in curves. Okay, here I take a little bit more speed. Still 5,500 RPM. Yeah, these countryside roads are very nice to drive 80 kilometers. Here a little bit more, it is 6,000 RPMs. Here we will see a quite nice bridge. Okay, so here I'm going to continue my trip after a break. I'm joining a road and I have to stop and wait the traffic on the main road. And here you can see that in Finland we have a habit to greet our fellow motorists by waving hand. Is it a great fence made out of fir trees on left and right side? Quite awesome, I think. Yeah, so some Finnish country roads don't have this middle line marked like this road, so then you just need to yourself estimate where is the middle line of the road and keep your scooter on your own line. In addition to that wind resistance, there is one more thing that also surprised me when I started driving, and it's this engine brake that is much stronger in motorcycles and scooters than in cars. If I take my foot from the gas pedal on my car, it doesn't change so much the speed, but if I close the throttle in my scooter, it immediately quite a lot lowers the speed. So that's kind of good that you can save your brakes and use them only when you really need them. Okay, so next let's try how Honda Forza 350 does on main roads and finally a highway. Here we have a speed limit 100, and let's give enough throttle to Forza. It accelerates very nicely. At 100 it runs about 6,500 RPM. Very smoothly, no worries, engine is totally happy. Another example here, we are on main road 15 in eastern Finland, and the speed limit changes from 80 to 100. I'll give some more throttle to Forza and it easily accelerates to 100 kilometers per hour, no problem at all. And when it's slow downhill, 100 requires about 6,000 RPM, a little bit more, but anyway it runs very nicely and happily 100 kilometers per hour on good paved road. Maximum speed limit in Finland is 120 kilometers per hour. And let's now see how Honda Forza 350 does in that speed, 120. We are on road 4, it's on Europe Road 75, and in this point where we are now, the speed limit is 120. Let's join the highway and give quite heavily the throttle, and 7,000 RPM is not enough, we need some more. Engine makes hard work, but it's not screaming, it's still quite smooth and relatively easy for Honda Forza 350 to achieve this speed. Alright, so we can conclude that Honda Forza 350 is powerful enough for all roads in Finland. And let's now see how the speedometer compares with GPS speed. Measurement error of the speedometer is quite typical, I think. At 80 km it shows 86, so it's a little bit optimistic, but the amount that it shows is similar to, for example, my car. Here you can see a table that shows GPS speed and speedometer speed that I have noticed myself. Now it's time to summarize positives and negatives of Honda Forza 350. Advantages. This scooter is very easy and nice to ride. It has enough power and speed for all kinds of roads, at least in Finland. It's very well equipped. It has ABS disc brakes, not only in front but also in rear. It has full LED lights, it has both center and side stands, and it has very nice front mudguard, as you can see here. The mudguard reaches under the main body, and this means that this mudguard keeps the front part of the scooter very clean. The scooter has very convenient electrically adjustable windshield. It has smart key. It's very easy to lock the scooter. It has very informative info display, and it has large storage compartments, and glove box includes USB-C outlet to, for example, charge your mobile phone. If you take a look at the disadvantages, suspension is not that good on bumpy roads. Tires are not for unpaved roads, and there is no start-stop automatic. Anyway, in my opinion, the positives outnumber the negatives. This scooter absolutely has more advantages, more pros than disadvantages or cons. So then, my final verdict. To whom I recommend Honda Forza 350? Well, it's very well suited for rides on various paved roads, and together with a good storage space, it makes it an excellent choice for longer distances and even overnight trips, especially if you buy a top box. It's also suitable for beginners like myself. However, if your primary focus is city or town commuting, navigating smaller streets and roads, I would select a smaller, lighter and more maneuverable 125cc scooter. But of course, these are personal opinions, and please tell to comments what do you like about this scooter. Thank you so much for watching this video.